Hi, I'm Michaela. We're going to talk about the sapir-Whorf hypothesis theory. It is a theory developed by Edward Sapir and Benjamin Lee Whorf that states that the structure of a language determines or greatly influences the modes of thought and behavior characteristic of the culture in which it is spoken. It is defined in strong and weak hypothesis. Strong hypothesis, also called linguistic determinism. It says that the language and the structures limit and determine human knowledge or thought process also, such as perception. In weak hypothesis, which is the linguistic relativity, that language does influence some way of how we think and feel the real world, but it does not determine it fully. Here are some examples of strong hypothesis. First is the grammatical gender. In some European countries, that language distinguishes the gender of nouns and their corresponding adjectives, such as in French, Spanish, German, or Russian. For example, there's a word the bridges. In Spanish, they will describe it as a masculine noun, as abunde, but in Germany, which is a family noun. The strong hypothesis believes that once people learn accept their native tongue, their mind will be molded by the language construction, vocabulary, and how they express the meaning of words. Native Spanish speakers would describe bridges like big and sturdy, while German describe them with words with beautiful or slender. Speakers of each language have developed preconceived notions of something being more masculine or feminine, not because their appearance or characteristics of the objects, but because of the way they categorize them in their native language. The second example is Eskimo words for snow. Eskimo language has hundreds of words for snow, compared to English, which only has one. And here the language operates an important symbol of culture, tell us a good deal about what is important in culture. Whorf argues that the language of snow allows the Eskimo people to see snow differently than speakers of other languages who do not have many words of snow. That is, Eskimo people see subtle differences in snow that other people do not. And here the oral traditions determine shaping and perpetuating the cultural beliefs in Eskimo. The third example is brought by the writers themselves, empty gasoline drums. Whorf wrote that the world is presented in a kaleidoscopic flux of impressions which has to be organized about our minds, and this means largely by the linguistic system in our minds. Whorf came to this idea while working as a fire prevention inspector in an insurance company. His famous insight is that the empty gasoline drums are more dangerous than the full ones, because workers are more careful around them when they know they contain gasoline, but they consider when they are empty, they would think they were harmless. In fact, the vapors in the empty drums are highly flammable. Workers knew not to smoke around in full drums, but unaware of the risk smoking near them when they call them empty. He considered this habit of language to influence the perception of safety and risk. Edward Sapir extended this idea to the structure of language itself, suggesting that the grammar of a language, not just vocabulary or habitual use, can constrain and determine perception.